grade 10. Welcome to another journey of learning. I am Perfecto T. Romarate, your grade 10 English teacher broadcaster from Santa Ana National High School. In your previous lesson, you learned about definitions. That learning will be enhanced more in this module. Moreover, you will have new concepts which will help you in giving and making definitions. You will master the most essential learning competency, or the MELC. Observe correct grammar in making definitions. To master this competency, you're expected to: number 1, understand the rules of subject-verb agreement. Number 2, define verbs observing correct grammatical structure. And number 3, tell the importance of observing correct grammar in day-to-day conversations. What you should know, therefore, are the rules of subject-verb agreement. Your target evidence in showing understanding of the concept is to be able to make definitions employing the correct grammar. Grab your English 10 Module 4 in Quarter 4 now, and let us find out if you have background knowledge of the topic. This is a diagnostic test, and this measures how far do you know about the subject matter. Enjoy learning. So, for the first activity, please check your module. The title is Let Us Try. The next activity is Let Us Study. Let us begin the fun-packed learning. So this module seeks to hone your 21st century skills such as critical thinking, sound reasoning, analysis, and content interpretation. This part is your jumping off point. Here, your previous experiences will be refreshed or a new one will be created. The basic principle is a singular subject needs the S, that is a form of the verb. Others call it singular verb. Plural subjects need a base form of the verb, or what we commonly call plural verbs. In example number 1, the subject is singular. Therefore, the general rule is a singular subject takes S form of the verb or singular verb, hence the use of is. In example 2, the subject is access. The subject is plural in number. According to the general principle, plural subjects take the base form of the verb. Hence, the verb used is base form of the verb, which is are. The subject in example number 3 is glossary. Glossary is singular in number. So the verb to be used is S form of the verb or singular verb. Hence, it uses the verb is. Now, how do we form S form of the verb? The S form of the verb is formed by adding S to the base form of the verb. If the base form is run, the S form is runs. If it's cook, we have cooks. S form of the verb is formed by adding ES to the base form of the verb ending in vowels. Like the base form is go, so you have to add ES, it becomes goes. Do, we have does. S form of the verb is formed by adding ES to the base form of the verb ending in SS, SH, CH, ZZ, and X. So if we have miss, we have misses, and push, pushes. The S form of the verb is formed by adding Y, change Y to I, then add ES. Like fly, it becomes flies, and carry, it becomes carries. Words that ends in Y preceded by a vowel do not follow number 4. Example, buy, you have buys, spray, sprays. In rule number 1, when the subjects are joined by and, it take plural verbs like the umbra, penumbra, and andumbra are parts of a shadow created by any light source. Subjects joined by and are generally plural in number. The compound subjects in our examples are umbra, penumbra, antumbra, and they are joined by and. According to Rule 1, subjects joined by and take the base form of the verb. The three subjects in the definition sentence are joined by and. The subjects are plural in number, hence take base form of the verb are. Rule number 2. When two subjects refer to the same thing, subjects joined by and but refer to the same thing take S form of the verb or singular verb. A block and tackle is a compound pulley where several pulleys are mounted on each axle, further increasing the mechanical advantage. Rule number 2 is an exception to Rule 1. Compound subjects joined by and but refer to the same thing is singular in number. The subjects block and tail are joined by and, yet it means the same thing, hence singular in number. Therefore, the verb to be used is S form or singular verb. That is why in our example, the verb is singular. Rule number 3. When singular subjects are joined by or, it takes the S form of the verb or singular verb. Like, variable resistor or rheostat is an electrical resistor with two terminals whose resistance are continuously variable by moving a knob or slider and correspondingly decrease or increase the current flowing. The compound subjects in example 1 are joined by or. The subjects variable resistor and rheostat are joined by or. It is singular in number. Therefore, the S form of the verb or singular verb is used. Intensive pronoun or reflexive pronoun is a pronoun ending in self, myself, yourself, himself, herself, ourselves, yourselves, themselves. It often names the receiver of an action. Example 2, the subject's intensive pronoun and reflexive pronoun are joined by or. Rule 3 says, the subjects joined by or are taken as singular. Therefore, the verb used is S form of the verb is. Rule number 4. When words end in S, subjects that end in S and appear to be plural are really singular, require S form of the verbs. Measles is a highly contagious illness caused by a virus that replicates in the nose and throat of an infected child or adult. Calculus is the branch of mathematics that deals with the finding and properties of derivatives and integrals of functions by methods originally based on the summation of infinitesimal differences. Measles and calculus ends with S. They are plural in form but singular in meaning. Rule 4 says, words plural in form but singular in meaning takes S form of the verb. Hence, S form of the verb is used in both definitions. Rule 5. When a collective noun is used, when regarded as a unit, collective nouns as well as noun phrases denoting quantity take singular verbs, like family. Family is a basic social unit consisting of people who are related to each other by blood, love, or trust. Another, family is a collective noun. It is regarded as a single unit. It is singular in number, for it does not indicate many units in the family. Hence, the S form of the verb or singular verb is used. How do you identify it is taken as a single unit? The key question is, whether what is referred is the group itself. If it rather talks about the individual members of the group, then it denotes plurality. Let us practice. So you can see this in your module. Now that you have learned the lesson, let us see if you could already apply the concepts. This drill will help you understand the concept better. Also, it will help you deepen your understanding and have a good grasp of the lesson. Let's go to activity 4 of your module entitled Best Fit. Read the definitions in your module. Choose the verb form that fits best the sentence. Write your answers on the answer sheet. So let's go now to the next activity, which is let us remember. At this point, you surely have learned the key concepts. What are the key takeaways? Number 1, the verb must always agree with its subject in number. Number 2, a singular verb requires S form of the verb. A plural subject requires the base form of the verb. Number 3, compound subjects joined by and take base form of the verb. Next, compound subjects joined by and but refer to the same thing or object take the S form of the verb. Next, singular subjects joined by or take S form of the verb. Nouns, plural in form but singular in meaning, take S form of the verb. And the last is collective nouns, take the base form of the verb. So at this point, I could say that I have learned. So please continue with the statement that is your reflection. Let's go to the assessment. Now that you are well versed with the lesson, let us check if you fully understood the lesson. Let's proceed to activity 5, making definitions. In the directions found in your module, you're going to define the following words. Make sure to observe correct grammar. Then encircle the subject and underline the verb. This time, let's go to activity 6. This is an enhancement activity. The definition probe. Directions. Each item contains definition 1 and definition 2. Analyze each carefully. Choose the best one that describes the definitions given. How was your learning so far? Do you already have a full grasp of the lesson? Congratulations! You have come to the last part of the module. It is hoped that you will apply what you have learned from today onwards in your context. Now that you are well versed with the lesson, you can practice more on your own given your acquired knowledge. Remember, practice makes perfect. This has been Perfecto Tiro Marate, your grade 10 English teacher broadcaster from Santa Ana National High School saying, the beautiful thing about learning is that nobody can take it away from you. Have a great day ahead, everyone!